Hey there, welcome to the College Investor Audio Show. We are so glad you're joining us today as we take a look at this very important topic. If you want to take a gap year after graduating high school, answering the question, what happens to financial aid if I choose to postpone college? But before we get to it, just want to remind you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you're always up to date whenever we post new content. You can also check us out at thecollegeinvestor.com. We have tons of stuff there. And follow us, like us, and all kinds of stuff on social media. Pretty much anywhere you are, we are there too at The College Investor. All right, let's take a look at this. So what happens to financial aid if you postpone college? Well, quickly, 3 things to know. Right off the bat. Number 1, students must refile the FAFSA during their gap year. Aid is recalculated every single year. Number 2, merit scholarships are often not guaranteed after deferral. Some colleges only defer for 1 semester, too. And 3, taking community college classes while deferring can actually risk you losing aid altogether. That's all depending on school policy, though. With the stock market kind of fluctuating a bit lately and new tariffs raising some concerns about family finances, it's easy to kind of overlook the quieter decisions that can carry long-term effects. We're playing the long game here, people. So for families sending students to college this fall, one question has grown more common. What happens to financial aid if my child takes a gap year? So while taking some time off before starting college has its benefits, it can also come with consequences. So financial aid is not automatically frozen or held for a year. Depending on the type of aid and the policies of your school that you're applying to, a gap year can mean recalculations, a bunch of new paperwork, and in some cases, even lost money. So here's what students and families have to understand about need-based aid, merit scholarships, and what happens if your plans happen to change. First up, need-based aid gets recalculated. If you're receiving need-based aid, it's going to change from year to year. Refile the FAFSA. That's the first step. Need-based aid, which includes Pell Grants, by the way, subsidized federal loans, and institutional grants based on income, is not, I repeat, not locked in for future years. Students have to complete a new FAFSA for each academic year they intend to enroll. If a student defers college until the following fall, they'll need to refile the FAFSA during their gap year and submit updated financial information. In most cases, the college's financial aid office will reevaluate the student's eligibility and offer a new package. This can result in more or less aid depending on the family's income and asset situation at the time. Aid packages don't carry over. Colleges don't hold federal or institutional-based aid across academic years. Even if a student was eligible for grants and subsidized loans at the time of admission, they'll need to qualify again. Some schools may offer similar packages, but there's no guarantee. This can be especially important for families who anticipate income changes, up or down. A parent losing a job during a student's gap year could increase eligibility for aid. A stronger income could reduce it. Merit aid often doesn't follow you. Merit aid is different than need-based aid and is based on your academics going into college. We kind of know this. But here are a few things to keep in mind. Limited deferral periods. Merit scholarships, which are those awarded for academic, artistic, or even athletic achievements, are often offered only for the year a student is admitted. So while some schools are going to honor the scholarship for 1 semester or even a whole academic year if the student defers, a lot of other schools just won't do that. Many colleges include fine print stating that merit awards are not guaranteed if a student postpones enrollment. Others may require a reapplication process or new qualifications. Now, let's talk about reapplying and what it may mean and new competition that comes with it. If a college does not defer merit aid, students who wait a year might need to reapply and compete against the next incoming class. More competition. In that case, there's really no promise you're going to receive the same award again, especially if the school's financial aid budget or criteria changes. For this reason, students who are counting on scholarships to afford school should ask their college whether their awards can be held and for how long. Outside scholarships have their own rules too. Merit awards from private foundations or organizations might be canceled if enrollment is delayed. Students need to contact the awarding organization directly. Some will allow deferment with proof of college deferral. Others will require recipients to reapply or just forfeit the funds altogether. Taking classes elsewhere can even jeopardize aid. Another common trap. Students sometimes plan to take community college courses during their gap year just to kind of get ahead. Totally get it. While it may seem like a smart move, and it is for the most part, some four-year colleges consider any post-high school coursework as enrollment, not a gap year. At some schools, this can mean forfeiting both admission and aid. It's important to read the fine print here. Before enrolling in any courses, students should check with their admissions and financial aid offices to confirm what's allowed. All right, next thing we're going to talk about is here's what families should do before you decide on deferring. Before you take the gap year, do this. Contact financial aid early. Every college has different policies. Before deciding to delay college for a year, students and families should really call the school's financial aid office to ask how that deferral is going to affect their aid. Be specific, too. Ask how both institutional and federal aid is going to be treated, whether scholarships can be held, and whether there are restrictions on taking outside courses during the gap year. Make a FAFSA plan. During that gap year, families should prepare to file a whole new FAFSA for the year the student plans to enroll. The application typically opens in the fall, and then staying on top of all the deadlines you have is going to be crucial here, as some types of aid are awarded on a rolling basis. If financial circumstances do change during the year off, families may also be eligible for special circumstances reviews. These can sometimes result in higher aid offers. Yay! But only if the school is notified. Don't assume aid is going to be the same either. While some students may receive similar aid offers when they reapply, others just won't. A family's financial picture can change, and so can the college's policy or even the budget of the school. Counting on the same package from one year to the next can be risky. For those weighing a gap year, it's important to look at the full picture, not just the benefits of time off, but also how college affordability might shift. Some final thoughts here. A gap year can be a smart choice for some students, but it carries some financial implications that are often overlooked. From reapplying for need-based aid to risking all your scholarships that you worked hard to get, the decision comes with homework of its own. The best thing families can do is start with the college's financial aid office and make sure every single step is documented and confirmed. That is our show for today. I hope it was helpful and answered your questions about gap years and all that kind of stuff. If you want to find out more, you can dive deeper, thecollegeinvestor.com. You can always ask questions, get to know us, because we just love to get to know you too. Follow us and like us all over social media at The College Investor. Thanks again for stopping by today, and we'll talk to you again real soon.